Hi guys, I'm Ben. I lead AI implementation for a Series A startup here in London, and I help businesses build actually useful tools every week. This is a working scheduling dashboard for a 30-person customer service team. It runs on a single file, and it was built in 15 minutes without writing a single line of code. The thing that made this possible is Claude Cowork. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact prompts that I used so you can build your own tools without writing a single line of code. So this project started from a real life scenario. The head of a 30-person customer service team wanted to build a better way to manage the roster and scheduling around her team members. And this is what they were currently using. And every business has one of these files, right? It's a CSV file. It kind of works. Someone's been updating it manually for ages. And in this case, she tried hiring through Upwork, briefing a freelancer every week. She looked at different types of scheduling software, but every option was either too rigid or too expensive for her needs. So she was stuck with the CSV, which is fine, except she had no way to see at a glance whether the coverage was good, whether weekends were being shared fairly, or whether anyone was about to burn out. The file already has that information inside it. It just needed a face, and that's what we're going to build. To get started, we're going to head to the Claude desktop app and head to Cowork. And once you're here, you can start a new project. Use the folder that contains the CSV file that you want to use. And now Cowork can read, edit, and create files in this folder. This is important because the folder is the boundary. Anything you don't want Cowork touching, you don't put in there. And that's the setup. From now on, the entire build happens in this chat box. So before we build the real thing, I want to show you the version of this that most people try first. Most people come to this chat input. Build me a dashboard for roster CSV. That's it, 6 words. Okay, and we're done. And as you can see, it's created a roster file. And here is the file that it created. As you can see, it kind of works, It's got the basic data, it's got some overview of the timeline, and it's got some of the language. The problem with this is that even if it looks okay, we had no control over what information is covered, and most importantly, it's a generic dashboard that only works for the data that we already have in the CSV file. If we update the file, this dashboard does not update. So the lesson is we have to be a little bit more specific about what we actually want. So before going back to Cowork, I spent 5 minutes just writing down what I actually wanted. So let's start a new task in the same project and say, show coverage by hour for each day of the week, broken down by tier. Highlight any window with no team lead in red. Show a 6-week rolling view of the weekend and evening shifts per agent. Flag anyone with 3 or more weekend shifts in a row. Show contracted hours versus scheduled hours for each agent, and flag anyone over their limit. And most importantly, add a button to load a different CSV file so the manager can swap in next week's roster without rebuilding everything. And we'll just send that in and let Claude do its thing. So notice what's in the brief. Every line names a specific thing the manager looks for. And most importantly, we've asked for the ability to actually use the dashboard as a tool rather than a one-off snapshot. And here's the new dashboard. As you can see, we have the alerts that we asked for. We have the different timing layouts. And most importantly, we have the ability to reset and load a different CSV file, which makes this an actual tool. And that's it. This is the whole folder. You have the dashboard and then you have the roster. And you can share this with anyone you want in your team, share the roster, and they can also upload and manage their own dashboard. And let's say, for example, that you wanted to be able to come to the dashboard and manage people's schedules directly from here. All you would have to do is go back to Claude and just say, I want to make it so that I can manage people's schedules from the dashboard. And Claude will go in and edit the HTML file and make it so that your dashboard becomes even more of a tool, specialized exactly for what you need. So the simple playbook is this. Find a CSV file or a process in your business that somebody updates manually every week. Spend 5 minutes writing down what you wish you could see at a glance in plain English in just 3 or 4 sentences. And then drop the CSV in a folder, point Cowork at it, paste the brief, and you'll have a working tool by lunch. If you've got a CSV or a process in mind and you're not sure what the brief should say, just drop a comment with what the CSV tracks and what you're trying to see, and I'll work through one of them in the next video. And if you'd rather have someone scope the whole thing out for you, then gom.vc is where I do that with operations businesses directly.